Welcome to the Futur3 Podcast.
Boom.
I'm Sean.
I'm Shaylin.
And I'm Cyan.
And we are the Futur3 Podcast.
Most people in AI come from tech. Today's guest came from television. He started as a child actor on daytime TV, got his MFA in theater from NYU, built and sold an advertising agency in New York City, and is now the head of AI Enablement at one of the most talked about business platforms in the country. In 2025 alone, he delivered 63 keynotes on AI adoption to over 53,000 people across the US, Canada, and Mexico. He is the creator of the $0 Framework, a system that teaches business leaders how to think AI first before spending a single dollar on technology. Please welcome to the Futur3 Podcast, Mr. Drew Thompson.
Welcome.
What's up, guys? Great to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to have you on. We have a lot of exciting questions because we know you've had a wild journey.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Let's jump into it, guys. I love that you're doing this, by the way. I love your setup. I love your energy. This is going to be exciting.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, so let's start here. You were a child actor on daytime television.
Yeah.
How old were you?
All right. So the earliest I can remember, like daytime TV was when I was high school, right? So freshman, sophomore, junior year of high school into my senior year. So what, 14, 15, 16?
Yeah.
But I started with like Pampers commercials as a baby, which I think was my mom saying, hey, I've got a kind of cute kid. I should put him in diapers and then have them take pictures and then they pay money for it. But then that went to like Cheerios, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like all of these different commercials.
That's really cool.
That's cool.
Do you remember any of those, like the photo shoots?
All right. So the one I remember that stands out the most, and this is because actually 2 weeks ago, someone brought it up.
Oh,
So my buddy calls me and he goes, hey man, I didn't know you were on Jimmy Kimmel. I'm like, what? I was like, I'm on Jimmy Kimmel. I was like, I didn't know I was on Jimmy Kimmel either. And he goes, well, you did that commercial with Kat Dennings, didn't you? So Kat Dennings is in a movie. She was in the Avengers. She has a show called Two Broke Girls. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, right? But she's a pretty big actress. And we did a bedwetting video together. Right. Okay. So get this. It was DDAVP was the name of the medication. You took it and it helped you stop wetting the bed. I was a freshman in high school and I'd been cast as Tim Summers, the host of the DDAVP TV show, where we share something in common with you. We used to wet the bed. And for anyone listening or watching this, you can go on YouTube and type in Kat Dennings wets the bed and you'll see me as like a Jonathan Taylor Thomas looking 15 or 14-year-old. Anyway, she got on Kimmel and he goes, you did a bedwetting commercial, didn't you? And then they show the clip. And then he asks her, he's like, and you had a crush on the guy you did that commercial with, didn't you?
That's crazy.
And she's like, oh yeah, I remember Drew. He was my first date ever. And so I start going back through my pictures. Turns out like our parents forced us to go on a date together. And I thought she was super cool, but that was like my first ever date at that age with the woman that I did a bedwetting commercial with.
That's so cool.
That's interesting. That's really interesting.
And I mean, like on top of all this TV stuff, you've also, as Cyan mentioned, you've done 63 keynotes in 1 year in the year 2025. So, I mean, that's over 53,000 people at least, right?
Yeah, man. So coming from Real Broker, which is where I was for a little bit of time, with the one, the only Sharon Srivatsa, he had done something like 300 plus in a year. And so, I always, well, not me, but I've heard and I live by, do so much that it would be unreasonable for you to fail. And doing 62 in 1 year just seemed like, hey, it's unreasonable that I'll fail. Let me see if I can go impact this many people across multiple countries, multiple stages. It was a wild ride.
That's so crazy. And we thought our dad could talk, but man, it seems like you talk a lot more. Do you ever get tired of it?
That's a great question. Your dad is one of the best conversationalists I know. I flew on with your dad. Where did we go? Minnesota. We went somewhere really cold for one of these talks. And like he just picks up a ball and just starts running with it. He's a
Yeah.
great conversationalist, great communicator. Do I ever get tired of it? I sometimes think, guys, that I am an extroverted introvert, that I spend all my time on stages doing this. But in the weekends, I just want to sit and stare at a wall or just watch TV or just hang out with my kids and not talk or do anything. So yeah, sometimes you can get tired of it.
Yeah, that's interesting because, I mean, if you're doing all this talking, I would think you're a very extroverted person in general, but that's an interesting take. Extroverted introvert. That's pretty cool.
I've never heard of that one before.
But what I think about sometimes is instead of saying, hey, I've got to talk to all these people over and over and over again, if you just flip the frame and say, yeah, I get to talk to them, but what can I discover about them that is super unique and interesting? How can I connect something that I've experienced in my life to what they're currently going through? And who knows? That could change one little aspect of their life, make their life less heavy so that they can show up and they can talk to more people. Do you guys track what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you're trying to focus more on the impact than just actually just talking, right?
Always. And curiosity, right? How curious can I be about how what I'm saying is going to impact you? Or more importantly, what's going on in your life? Let's talk about it. And I'm just going to be curious to start asking more questions to find out, number one, can I help? But more importantly, sometimes people just need to be heard.
Yeah, I
exactly.
agree.
I think listening's the most important part of having a conversation because whatever the other person says, if you just listen, you could just make conversations out of that.
You know, there's a book out there. You guys, I don't know if you've read it or not, but it's called Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss.
No, I've
So
never heard of it.
So he's an FBI negotiator, or he was head of FBI anti-hostage negotiation. And he talks about this thing called a mirror, where at the end of a sentence, I just mirror back to you the last couple words. So like Shaylin, tell me something about your morning.
I went to soccer practice.
You soccer practice?
Oh, that's good.
Soccer practice?
Yeah, I went to soccer practice and it was my first practice off of injury, so it was pretty fun.
Your first practice off of an injury?
Yeah, it was rough.
We see, like,
It was fun.
I'm just taking the last couple words and then I flip it with an upward inflection. And you notice as I did it, you're like, yeah, I got off of an injury. And then I'd be like, off an injury?
You just keep
You'd
going.
have been like, yeah, I tore my foot, like whatever. Not that I'm trying to tactilize or operationalize conversation, but you know, sometimes when we get so lost in our heads and we start thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to say next? What do I do with my hands? We forget that, hey, it's just about the other person. So if I know I can just take the last couple words to get back into a conversation and just say them with an upward inflection, you're going to start then word vomiting and telling me more and more. You would have started to say, yeah, I tore my Achilles heel. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a wicked injury, dude. And now I have more conversation to have.
And then we talk about how we got it and then all that.
Correct.
As well.
100%.
That's great.
That's smart.
I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, great book, guys. Great book.
Yeah.
But don't weaponize it. Like my wife would hear me weaponize it, meaning I'll listen to it at 2x speed in the car as we're driving. And then she would say something like, hey, honey, can you come please help empty the dishwasher? And I go, empty the dishwasher? She'd be like, yeah, I know what you're doing. Don't do that to me. You're repeating it. You're using a mirror. Just empty the dishwasher.
I mean, it probably works too if she didn't know that you read the book.
But she listens to me, dude. She listens to me like listening to the book on 2x speed on Audible.
That's so awesome. Did you always kind of have that view, or was it just after reading the book that you kind of saw conversations in that way?
I mean, great question. I've always seen conversation as a volley back and forth.
Mhm.
And as I've gone through life, I've realized it's less about me and it's always about the other person. And so the exercise you do then when you're in the room is I would literally have to sit across from you, maybe 4 feet, and then we would stare at each other. This feels super weird. We'd stare at each other and I'd say whatever I'm seeing. So I'd say, oh, you're looking at me. And you would repeat, I'm looking at you. I'd be like, oh, your head moved. You go, my head moved. I'd be like, oh, you just shifted in your chair. You'd be like, I just shifted in my chair. And this would go on for 30 minutes. And what you'd find is I'd start to notice your emotions. I'd say, oh, you liked that. And you go, I like that. And then you'd notice mine. And we'd be building this muscle that lets you see micro emotions, see micro behaviors, and call it for what it is, and then react. Super
That's
cool.
interesting.
Super cool exercise.
That is really cool.
Has all these theater classes that you've taken helped you build these skills?
150%. Because it teaches you how to get out of your own way, how to be present, and then how to tell a story that focuses on impacting the other person.
Impact on other people? Awesome.
Good use of a mirror right there too. Very good job.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what's English class anyways? Come on.
We have ChatGPT. Do we need English class?
I know, you're right.
All right. So when you were in high school, you acted professionally, while most kids your age were just trying to get through a single chemistry class or even a test. Being on a TV set, what did that teach you about performing and the pressure that you still use today?
So let me answer that in a slightly different way. One thing that made theater and being on TV the place where I thrived was because at home was stress after stress after stress. Now, what do I mean by that? My mother survived 63 surgeries before she passed away.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
She was chronically ill in the hospital. Like there were times I distinctly remember taking the transit train from Cherry Hill into Philadelphia at the University of Pennsylvania Hospital to visit her at age like 11. So in the left side, I had this stress, this turmoil. My mom was a single mom, but always taught me the most beautiful part of anything in life is to find the laughter. That laughter becomes the best medicine for any human being. And you just have to find it because, she would always say, if I leave tomorrow, the only thing I want you to remember is life is way too serious not to laugh. But I had this trauma every day of seeing a mom who was not physically there because of these surgeries and these illnesses. Mind you, my mother was an attorney, right? She was the DA in Philadelphia, district attorney for some time. But over here, on the other hand, I got to step onto a stage and be someone different. I got to step onto any stage and bring whatever experiences I had in life into a new person, into a new character. I got to play pretend. And I got to see that, hey, playing pretend, the escape, I'm actually pretty good at it. And it's fun because it's impacting another person's life or journey in the same way I try to impact my mother's journey every day by keeping her laughing. So I want to say that those two lessons that I've learned, that you can tell your story, life's too serious not to laugh, impact my work on a day-to-day basis. Because a lot of what I do, the very best gift you can give someone in the very beginning of any conversation is a laugh. Because a laugh, as you've seen, a laugh floods your brain with neurochemicals and transmitters that are like feel-good chemicals. And it lowers your shoulders. If you notice, if you're laughing and you're super uptight, first off, you start laughing, your body naturally lowers the shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if I can give that to you, I've given you the greatest gift anyone can give anyone else. And that's just the ability to be present because of a laugh that I gave you at the very beginning of a conversation.
Yeah, I never thought about like how laughing is just so beneficial to everyone's mental health, because mental health is something that's become super important over the past few years, especially. And I mean, laughing is just something so simple that we don't really think about, but it's also, as you just explained, something so beneficial that even I never even realized.
Dude, there were times when, tying it back, I remember there was one surgery my mother had where she was super apprehensive about it. And so we got there. This is horrible. I totally went up to the front desk and I'm like, hey, my mother is here. She's here for a surgery to become my dad. And like the people looked at me with like pale white. Like, this is 1998. I'm like, what did this kid just say? But in that moment when I was like, I'm totally kidding. And then everybody starts breaking out into raucous laughter. Well, now all of a sudden they're like, yeah, let me help get her the best room. Like, you're such a good son. Like that's not what I was going for. I was going for the fact that let's diffuse an incredibly tense situation with a little bit of humor, right? I'm not that I'm taking a side on some political issue, but I'm using a little bit of humor in a situation where you would never expect it to now all of a sudden, we're just two humans having a conversation. You're not a
Exactly.
hospital administrator trying to navigate how I'm a patient and you don't hate your job. You like me because I made you laugh for a second.
Yeah. I kind of like icebreaker in a way, right?
Yeah, 100%. And being ready, if they don't laugh, being ready to go, oh, okay, well, I guess that wasn't funny. Anyway, I'm here to check my mom in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I would just freeze up. I would be like, oh, it didn't work.
Yeah. And then you just say that out loud. Be like, wow, this is incredibly awkward. Because what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah.
The worst that can happen is they just keep going forward. I had a conversation a couple of days ago with a client, and I'm trying everything I can to make them just lighten up, right? They were super stiff and none of it was working. But little do I know that like 3 or 4 days later, we got in touch and she was like, hey, it was so great talking to you. I'm like, well, what? What? You didn't laugh at a single thing I said and you were super uptight. I didn't say that last part, but you get it.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I also didn't know the fact that when you laugh, your shoulders drop. That was pretty cool to me.
So if you there's this exercise that the Navy SEALs have, because a Navy SEAL can sleep apparently in any place in under like 90 seconds or something like that.
Somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, you've seen that, right? It went on. I found it on Instagram. Not that I know if it's true or not. But if you try it, right? If you notice, like if you just focus on trying to push your shoulders as close to the ground as humanly possible, it's going to start to make you feel more relaxed. If you sat there and did some breathing exercises as you keep trying to push them down, you notice you can't tell I'm doing this, but I'm easing the stress, because when we're stressed, we always hold it right here.
Yeah.
But if I go, okay, and I just push them further to the ground, I'm triggering my mind to say, this is okay. I'm okay. I'm safe. Now let's talk.
Yeah. And also taking deep breaths is also like it could relax you, because like as you said, when you stress, your shoulders are like all the way up, but then if you take a couple of deep breaths, your shoulders will finally rest down.
It's like mini meditation kind of.
Yeah, 150%.
You should. Is that like? Do you use that as kind of a stress management sometimes, or did you just see it on Instagram?
No, so great question. I added it to what I do in general, right? So there's something I have. It's called the outward reset, where you can see the room, you can find the funny, and then you move your body. So you see what you want to happen, you visualize it, you find the humor, so you can flood your brain, and then you move your body so you have nervous energy that has somewhere to go. Right? So the idea is, when I was a child actor, I got called back my freshman year of college to screen test for the soap opera, right? They were like, we'd love for you to do a kissing scene on the soap opera. And I was like, that's super cool. So I'm reading the script, right? And the script says, corny line, cuts to kiss, right? So the line was something like, yeah, baby, but they're not me. And then I cut to a kiss. Right. So I got to the city early because I was living in Ohio at that time. I got to the city early. I had an acting coach. I was like, I got this. We go to the Upper West Side, which is where the studio was. And I walk in. I'm saying hi to people. I know people. I'm sitting in makeup. And then who is over here? But I know without a shadow of a doubt, that's Amanda Seyfried. Do you guys know who Amanda Seyfried is?
No. Who is she?
Have you guys ever seen the movie Ted?
Yeah. Oh, that girl.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Do you remember that girl that Marky Mark falls in love with?
Yeah.
Yeah, her.
Oh, wow.
I had just seen her in a movie called, not Broke Girls, Mean Girls.
Yeah.
And so I knew who she was. And so I see her and I'm a little nervous. So when she leaves, I ask the makeup artist, hey, was that Amanda Seyfried? What's she doing here? And she says words that just resonated in my head. She goes, she's here to screen test with a guy. And I was like, oh. So I go back into my dressing room and I'm like, wait, maybe it's not me. Maybe there's like 4 other people here. Uh-oh. And so like I feel all of my talent in preparation going out, nerves going up, like almost like, what do I do with my hands? And then over the PA system, you hear Drew Thompson to blocking. I go into blocking. I open the door. Who's there? Amanda Seyfried.
Wow.
And so I'm like, oh shit. So I walk in and like, I'm going through the motion. I'm getting nervous thinking about this. I'm going through the motions. And then I stand and I deliver this line, and our faces are as close as this microphone is to my face. And I go, but they're not me. And I go, and the director is like, are you going to kiss the girl? And I'm like, And so I walk out and I'm like almost crying because I'm like, my career's over. And this guy, Josh Duhamel, he was in Transformers, married to Fergie, really good guy. He was my mentor at the time. And Josh is like, hey man, let's chat for a second. Cool. For the next 30 minutes, we just laughed. He told me all of these terrible, terrible stories that were hilarious. And if you notice, like as I was laughing, his shoulders were going down. I was like, this is great. I was flooding my brain with chemicals that allowed me to be more present in a room as myself.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, they said, Drew Thompson up to set. I went up to set and I gave Amanda Seyfried the best kiss of her life.
That's
awesome.
The point is, though, that laughter became this vehicle now. So I could see the room. I visualize everything I want to happen. I find the funny, find something that just defuses the bomb in my head that's saying fight or flight. And the last part of movement is you've seen like a boxer going into the ring, right? The way they jump and bounce around.
Yeah.
It's that same idea.
Oh, that's what it's.
You move your body because then the anxiety and the anxious and the nerves have a chance to drip and leave you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did you use that when you were also in the Ohio State University marching band?
Best band in the land, my friend.
Very.
Yes. If you guys don't, look, marching band has its connotations. Okay. It does. Truth. The Ohio State University marching band is considered a D1 NCAA athletic sport.
What?
All right.
Really?
It is
crazy.
the world's only 224 person brass and percussion band.
Oh, wow.
Lord.
Okay. I marched in President Bush. Yeah. President Bush's second term's inaugural parade.
What?
Like it's legit.
That
Like
is
every single week you have to audition for your spot.
That's
If
crazy.
if you don't make it, you get cut. The alternate comes in, and you have to fight back for your spot. It's crazy.
Did you ever lose your spot?
Yeah, I did. I got really drunk one night before music checks on a Friday, and then they made me do my music check, which is where you have to memorize a song or like 5 songs in 1 week. And then I failed it on Friday because I was hungover.
Yeah.
And then Saturday morning they made me retake it, and yeah, I failed it with. I never forget. It was the Disney show, and I failed it with flying colors.
What part of the band were you part of?
So I played the quints, 5 drums.
Oh, wow. That's hard.
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's why I have back problems nowadays. But yes,
Yeah, we watch whenever we go to Philly for the Sixers games, the whole little Sixers drum line. They always have.
oh, that's cool.
The one guy
Yeah.
has he has the 5 drums, the quints. I guess I now know it's called.
There's a little kid in there too.
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
added a little.
He's
kid.
like
So
probably
cute.
10 and he's sick.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so cool. I've never seen that. So the Sixers have a band, like a little marching band.
So
Yeah,
do the Eagles
it's like,
too.
It's like
All of
10
them do.
people for the Sixers. 10 people.
So cool.
Yeah.
If I didn't have 3 kids, I'd totally go do that because it means free tickets to games.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you just watch it from the sideline and go out on halftime.
And you get to go on the court.
So cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you go from Ohio State to NYU Tisch for an MFA in theater. What were you trying to build getting a graduate degree in theater?
Okay, so I came back to New York City. I was living in Ohio. And I said, if I'm going to do theater, I'm going to get a master's degree in it.
Mhm.
So I lived these 2 worlds. During the day, I worked in management consulting. And it was nothing cool. I was helping recruit internal auditors. And at the same time, at 5 p.m. every day, I would sneak out, grab the train down to Chelsea to class. And then I walked into this world, which is a bunch of artists. People who are like, you know what? Screw money. I don't need money. I just need my art. And I'm like, y'all need money. This is New York City, okay?
Yeah.
We can't all sublet for the rest of our lives. So, but think about that, boys. Like, that is a completely different world than being in the finance world.
Mhm.
And so I did this for just about a year and a half of doing both of these things at once. And then my mom asked me at the time, she was still around, and she goes, like, are you getting anything out of this master's degree? Are you getting anything from it? I'm like, well, I mean, I'm learning how to perform, but I don't see myself as going to be a professional actor at this point. Right? I have friends that worked on NCIS, Criminal Minds, like all of these awesome shows, but they still went paycheck to paycheck. There was no security. And so I stopped. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to finish this master's. I'm just going to leave, take what I know how to tell a good story and apply that into another business, which turned out to be advertising.
Yeah. And I mean, on the topic of advertising, I know you created your own advertising agency in New York, right? That
Yep.
worked with some pretty big names, including like Verizon and other big companies, and you eventually sold it. So my question to you about that is, which was harder, the build or the exit?
So that was my very first business. Well, my second business. My first business was when I was a kid. I would go to Blockbusters at like 11 years old. You guys know what Blockbuster is?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Don't
It's the
worry.
old
I didn't know.
Netflix.
Okay. Yeah, it's the old Netflix. Good job. I would go to the old Netflix Blockbuster. I would take their movie posters on the wall, package them up out of the dumpster, and then sell them to my mom's legal clients. That was my first business. This one, I had to learn the hardest truth ever. So I was working at an ad agency. And at that time, I remember I went to the gym in the morning right there at New York Health and Racket. And you guys, you go to a gym, right? And then you're in the locker room.
Yeah.
And like one of the unspoken rules is you don't have a conversation with another dude that's in a towel.
Yeah.
That's like an unspoken rule. So here I am in a towel, and my boss at the time comes up to me, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. I'm going to see you in like 20 minutes. He goes, hey man, do you love what we do here? And I was like, yeah, I love what we do. He's like, cool. Well, listen, if we were going to start our own thing and I wanted you to come, you should come. I was like, okay, cool. Let me get my underwear on and I'll see you in the office. Okay. All good. We get in the office and this guy, Mark, walks in. He's the CEO of the venture capital firm that funded us. And he goes, hey man, I got really bad news. We have to shut down the firm because your president, the guy who's running the firm, is stealing money.
Oh, wow.
He's like, take my Visa card. I'd never seen this guy cry before. And this guy was Series A for Warby Parker. Like, he's legit. And he said, take my card, go take your team out, keep it under $1,000. So I'm like, okay. Talk about just think about that, a weird world to be in. $1,000 lunch, you're not going to have a job. So I said to him, hey, we have one or two things we can do. One, go join the unemployment line. Two, take what we have and just build our own thing. So I'd just become married at that time. I had a lot to lose, but I was like, let's do it. And somehow I got Verizon to come and be our client. You see, you can't go to Verizon and say, hey, I want to do your advertising. It just doesn't work. They have somebody named RGA at the time who was a big ad agency that held most of their account. So you can't even compete. But you can go to the communications department that has $200,000 and say, hey, I'd love to help you bring this to life. Not a lot for them, definitely a lot for my business.
Yeah.
And so we built some really cool campaigns. We were making great money. You asked me if the exit was harder than the start. The start was scary as shit, but the exit was a lesson in failure. I think it's the first time I've really told this story. The exit was not what you would think as a traditional exit. We had really great clients and we were making money hand over fist. And here I am, like I'm living my dream. I built an ad agency in New York City. So I'm like, got to get an office. Got an office on Park Avenue, overlooking Park Avenue. Literally look out my window and be like, I've made it. Cool. Yeah. But now we need new computer equipment. Cool. So I just went and got new computer equipment. Cool. We need new assistants. Got new assistants. I built up so much overhead that the money that was coming in was just going right back out faster than it was coming in. I wasn't focused on growing the way it should. Until one time I had a client, our biggest client, taking up 60% of our revenue. And he came up and he said, hey man, we got to talk. One of two things happens. One, we renegotiate our work because it's not working. And they were paying us like $70K a month. Or two, I hire you and my team and we bring you in-house into the company. I was like, wow, okay. I can't afford to lose you as a client. And I'm just getting married and this is really hard. And so the exit I made was to say, hey, sure, bring me in the team in-house with you guys. And so that was the exit. That was the biggest lesson in failure, meaning if you don't focus on continually watering and growing a plant, it will die. No matter how many times you move it into a beautiful pot, it will die.
Yeah, because my take on that whole thing was like building and exiting a company was that I feel like exiting would be harder because of all the time and effort you put into building something. Like I would just be scared. Like what if after I leave, it doesn't end up still being successful or still making money. Like what if I would be stuck on the what ifs rather than like being glad that I was able to sell a company.
I feel like the what ifs can also connect to when you enter too,
Yeah.
because you should also be scared of that. Because what if it doesn't work out?
Yeah. Like
What if it just dies instantly?
Yeah.
What if it does?
exactly. Yeah.
Right? What if we flip those what ifs and make them what if it does work out? Like what if this is the best thing in the world?
Yeah.
And now I'm framing my mind to only look for things that are going to make this the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
And I always think of it always think of the positive side of it. Like, what if this works out? Like what you said.
Always. What if it works out? What if this is the best, boys? What if this is the best year of your life in high school?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, what if this podcast literally becomes the criterion for other guys like you in other states to say, hey, I can do it too? What if our conversation right now has an impact on someone just like you guys, that now they can go pursue their dream?
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I should start changing my view to look at life that way. Like I like the UDs because I feel like it would just kind of, it's literally just flipping your mindset to the other way.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of more of a growth than a fixed.
100%.
And I mean, using this mentality, you kind of you've been through so many companies, so many different experiences, and now you're the head of AI enablement at acquisition.com. So what responsibilities does this role actually include?
On the surface, it looks like, how do you use AI more?
Mm-hmm.
But in reality, it's okay, where are the moments that we can use artificial intelligence to help preserve your humanity, to give you more runway and freedom to be human in the moments that count? Where can we take operations and use an automation layer inside of Vercel or whatever it is, so that you have more ability to pick up a phone and be like, hey, Shaylin, what's going on, man? I saw your last Instagram post. Did you really rip your ACL when you kicked the soccer ball in that guy's groin? That's crazy. Because now I have a chance to build a human-to-human relationship. So it's really just making sure all of our clients are successful and using AI to help scale their business faster.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, talking about making your clients successful, you created the $0 framework. So I'm curious to know what is that framework actually designed to do?
Help you scale your business without adding a dollar in resources. Meaning, can we utilize one of these large language models and use it to take a process and automate it? Or can we use it and think with the machine to help us get more done and be smarter in the room? Or can we use this to think through the machine? Meaning, okay, you tell me.
Yeah. What's your favorite AI?
Great question. I use Suno AI a lot.
Oh, I've never heard of that one.
Oh, dude, guys, I don't know. Can I screen share something here? I mean, I have the share button. If I click it,
try it.
You should try.
Okay. I want you to go to Suno. Go to Suno.ai. This is just the coolest tool you'll ever use. If you go on Spotify and look up DJ Deeru, that's DJ Drew, right?
Mm-hmm.
I take all of my kids' songs that we make. I run them through Claude because I've trained some skills on my composition and theory notebooks from college.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go into Suno and it makes me bangers.
Wow.
That's it.
Yo, guys, like we can do this because this is going to come through in the podcast. Like this is Suno.ai.
Oh, wow.
Wait, like guys, I do a training every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on 5 minutes. 5 minutes on how to use AI. Let me know if you can hear this. 5 minutes. Can you guys hear that?
That's
really good.
That was,
That's-
Oh, wait, hold on.
really
It hits so hard. Ready?
Really?
There's nothing in my life. Kids want to go to Hobby Lobby. Guess what? It's an African song now.
That's
You
really
nailed it.
cool.
That's so cool.
It's like, hey, how do I use AI to now, like, I have songs that I created for my kids around St. Patty's Day, right? And then they walk around singing it. I've fundamentally given them a core memory that AI has allowed me to produce that they're never going to forget. So yeah, it's my favorite AI tool.
I'm gonna make a song that I play for whenever my mom yells at me.
Imagine, like she
That
starts
would
yelling
be
at you, and then
hilarious.
she's like, and then she just hears a song playing in the background.
That would be hilarious.
Dude, you know what you should like? What would be so awesome for you to do is to create one for this podcast.
Yeah,
We
that's what I was
should.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine you create one, like the song he has, I walk around with an S on my
Yeah.
chest. But dude, it's the three brothers that are doing it. The Futur3 Podcast.
Yeah.
Talking about careers, talking about life, talking about like how to be successful and show up human. It should be hip hop. It should be fun. It should be embodiment of like you guys. Like I would say, go to an AI and say, write me those lyrics and write me that prompt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do that
so
after
cool.
this episode.
Now I just want to mess with it a lot and just see what it comes up with now.
I'm telling you, you can do it as long as you do not violate copyrights.
Yep.
It'll do it for you.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
That's sick.
All right, we'll try that after this.
We're gonna have to come up with like a cool name. We can't keep it Futur3 song. It got to be like,
Wait, why not? I literally, while we're talking, I just made you the Futur3.
Oh my god.
Hold up, let's see what it sounds like.
Futur3. Futur3.
Kind of feel this.
Turn it up. Turn it up. 3 seats, 1 table, big ideas every week. Talk less, build more. Let actions always speak.
Go.
From the 9 to 5 grind to the founder's first quick. Every setback's just a setup. Put the future on deck. We're talking purpose over pressure, legacy over flex, stacking wins, stacking.
That took me. I
Crazy.
literally did that while we were talking.
yeah,
That's crazy.
the power of AI right there.
Make sure you send that
Bro.
over when you're done.
Oh, don't you? Let me massage it a little bit. I'm gonna see if we could get it to talk more like Busta Rhymes.
Yeah. All right.
That's awesome.
All right, let's get back on topic. Let's talk about AI enablement. AI enablement is brand new. It barely even existed 5 years ago.
Yes, sir.
So for a student who is watching this and wants to build a career in this field, what does a path actually look like?
Ooh. 100% niche down and understand something. Pick something. I think a really interesting path could be, hey, I'm going to go and be a doctor, but I'm going to get an MBA at the same time. Why am I going to do that? Well, AI right now is having a hard time, or executives in the healthcare space. How do we use these tools without violating HIPAA, which are patient privacy laws? If you understand how AI works, now it's just, here's the problem. I know what AI tools solve that problem. Now I can solve the problem with AI, but I can also show clients and enable them to solve the problem with AI.
All right, that's pretty interesting. So it's kind of more of like latching down to one thing instead of being more broad-minded in a way.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's like thinking, just finding a different way to solve the problem. And AI helps you solve the problem in that way.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's pretty good place to start, I guess. Just kind of pick something and just like dive deep into it. Just really understand it.
Really dig in. Yeah.
Yes. The riches come from the niches, gentlemen.
Yes. Great.
All right. So I have another question for you. And it's really interesting to hear everyone's take on it because everyone kind of has a different view or a different lens to this question. What is your definition of success and how has it changed from your high school days to today?
High school base, I wanted an Aston Martin. I wanted a 5-bedroom, 6-bedroom house overlooking the ocean, multiple hot exotic wives. Just kidding. That wasn't one of them. I wanted the stereotypical things you see on Instagram. Now the success means one thing. How much of myself can I bring to my kids every single day? And how many lives can I change from the hours of 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. till 5 p.m.?
Yeah.
That's it. That's success. I just want to know that I can be present with my kids and have an impact on the world.
Yeah, I feel like everyone so far that we've talked to, as they grow older, it kind of becomes less about the tangible assets that you can have and more about like the impact and, as you said, the family life that becomes more important.
What does success look like for you guys at this point?
I mean, it originally did look like having a lot of money, having a lot of things like a big house, nice cars, all that. But I feel like now, like especially talking to all of these different professionals, including yourself, I feel like it becomes more about having an impact. Like for us, with this podcast, having an impact on other students, kind of helping them figure out what they want to do when they're older.
Yeah, and I feel like I also want to keep the lifestyle that I have right now, because you can easily get lost in the fact that this is a great lifestyle, and I just want to keep that rolling through my life.
Yeah, for me, it's to keep a long, happy, healthy life and not live alone. And also what Sean said and what Jalen said, make an impact and keep the lifestyle that we have right now.
And make songs with AI.
Yeah.
Bro, much fun.
It is.
You guys are on the right path, man. The fact that you're even doing this right here, right, and having conversations with people who are walking down the road, I love it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been a long episode of us asking you questions. So I think you know what time it is. Do you have any questions for us, Mr. Drew Thompson?
Yeah, man. If you left the world tomorrow, what's one thing you would want to leave behind? What would you tell someone?
Like one thing you want to leave into this,
Oh,
in
like
this
as
world?
As far as like, hey, man, you leave tomorrow. What's the one thing you would leave us with? Tell us.
This podcast.
Well done.
Or
I
this
think
podcast. It has so much impact on others, and especially teenagers our age. So I think that would be really helpful if we were to all leave this world.
And we're not even close to done yet. So
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you think it means to be more human in the moments that matter?
I think it
Like-
means kind of as we talked about earlier with the whole mirroring strategy in a way, like kind of just creating connections with people, being able to have conversations is what I consider as being more human, because I don't think AI is ever going to be able to have human connections.
yeah.
What about you?
I feel like kind of what Shaylin said is like the human connection, being able to have conversations with different people, because AI can never like help you have a conversation where you have a lot of humor, a lot of like jokes and stuff like that. And I feel like AI and having that human connection really helps a lot.
For me, I think it's the ability to say I don't know, because like in these situations, I feel like that makes you more human, because AI knows everything, and I mean just the ability to say I don't know, I think makes you more human. Yeah,
I love that. And you get to say, hey, I don't know, but I'll find out. Like, I'll get you the
I'll
answer.
figure it
Just,
out.
just give me a second. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm willing to learn.
If there was one thing you wanted someone to take away from the Futur3 podcast, what would you want that to be in one sentence? And I'm going to give you the blessing of going second, because I'm going to explain to you how I think you should phrase this whole thing.
Okay.
If you and I walked into a bar and you said, Drew, what do you do? I'd say, you know how entrepreneurs think they have to go it on their own? It's lonely, right?
Mhm.
We've developed a community of entrepreneurs that do $1 million in revenue so that I can connect you to the right person at the right time with the right answer so you can scale your business faster. And then I turn to you three who run the Futur3 podcast. Using that same problem solution result framework, how would you answer that question?
I'd start off by like explaining, like, you know how there's a lot of high schoolers in the world who just don't know what they want to do when they're older. Well, us, the Futur3 podcast, we talk to all these different professionals from all these different industries and kind of learn where they came from, how they got to where they are, and what they actually do. Because the reality is there's so many different industries out there, and it's just impossible to know everything about every industry, which is why we like to talk to the professionals to get their first person point of view on what they go through.
And to help them, we also start at the very beginning of high school, because most of our audience are high schoolers.
Love that, gentlemen. And being able to come through just like that and say, this is the problem we solve. This is the solution we provide. This is the result you get from it. Now, like high schoolers don't really know where they want to go.
Yeah.
Right? What we do is we interview the most successful people among a variety of industries so that you can see that there's a path to get to the pot of gold.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to know who's gotten there before.
Exactly.
And now
Word for
let me
word.
give
That
you
was awesome.
the last thing I got you right now.
Okay.
Okay. Because,
Let's hear it.
ladies and gentlemen, debuting the Futur3 new soundtrack.
Future 3! Ready.
It should sound like Busta Rhymes. Let's see. Okay. Guys, welcome to the Futur3 Podcast featuring Busta Rhymes.
Wake up, lace up. Ideas turn into action. We never wait up. Clock tick, don't quit. All gas, no pit. Built another ladder every time they said we never fit.
That's
That
great.
right there.
Awesome.
Insane.
That's yours. I'll send it to you.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, Mr. Drew, it was awesome talking to you as a head of AI enablement at acquisition.com and a soon to be music producer, I'm assuming.
Hopefully.
We learned a
100%,
lot from you. You have an amazing journey. You have an amazing take and amazing views on life in general, just even about laughing, which is just something you don't really think about, but you have such a unique view on it. And we really did appreciate learning about it.
Hey, gentlemen, thank you for giving this this safe space, this fun space to explore. My career, I've learned a little bit from you guys and the comfort of actually asking the questions and diving a little bit deeper into how your career path can impact other people.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. You guys can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, every single social media platform. We'll be there. We are the Futur3 Podcast, and we out.
Peace.